How's that?
We
That
could just
better?
do that. We could just
Jesus,
do audio checks all fucking night. I
You
do
sound
have
like
a thing. I am so loud in my own headphones. Hold on. I have to remember how to do this.
what the hell, man?
Wait, okay. How do I sound now?
So imagine how you sounded like 13 seconds ago, and then like
Yeah.
50 seconds before that, you still sound that way.
So kind of echoey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost, you almost sound like you're in a tin box a little bit.
Okay.
It's not
So
terrible,
if I just
though.
hold the microphone further away and I'll just yell, is that better?
Kind of, yeah, actually.
Okay.
Give us the intro and let's see how it works.
Ah! Brothers, sisters, gender
Christ.
resistors, welcome to another episode
The hell?
of the Rundown Reviews, brought to you by the Comic Book Rundown Collective. Good Lord, boys. It's been a day this week, you know what I mean? It's been a week this day, too.
I worked yesterday, so I understand.
Dude, I haven't had a fucking day off since whatever it was that I left. When did I leave? Last
Sunday?
Sunday?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have a day off till Wednesday.
God,
So
damn,
we record on Sundays. So hey, super important. This is Rundown Reviews. That's wrong. I'm the guy who did the introduction. I have a new microphone, and it may be the last time I use the microphone. We haven't actually figured that out yet. And of course, it depends on if Joey wants to give me $3.19 for what I paid for it. Then you just move the decimal point 2 spots.
Like
So 3 cents?
3 cents?
No, the other way.
Wait, you paid that for that microphone in your hand?
Yeah, it's Bluetooth.
Did
and it comes with headphones.
Did it? Was it sold to you by an Arabian princess whose dad is dying and she has no?
No, there's actually there's actually a lot of really fancy features to this thing. I just don't know how to use any of them.
Okay. You sound
Yeah.
fine. It's just like a little echo.
All right, I'll try to get further away from the microphone, and maybe that will help. Or if I aim this way, or maybe if I aim this way. Anyway, hey,
Fine.
That's a professional's cough right there, Joey.
That's true. That's how
happened. I'm sorry.
I can actually mute from my microphone.
Nice.
I can just do that, and now I'm
See,
talking.
that's $319 well spent right there. You can mute with the
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I don't have to reach and hope that I hit the fucking mute button before I fucking sneeze and or cough and or burp. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, we watched Matrix Reloaded. Oh, by the way, this is the Rundown Reviews. Of course, brought to you by the Comic Book Rundown Collective. Of course,
Is there a reason you're redoing this?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the plugs right now. Hey, do you want to hear all the other fucking shows that we do? Go check out the main feed, Comic Book Rundown, where Joey does Comic Writer Chronicles every Monday and Thursday, every Monday and Thursday, and of course the last Sunday of every month is Getting Franchised, Laser Grace Media and Fandom Franchises. And of course, every other Saturday is Comic Book Rewind, which Joey is releasing all the former episodes of the Comic Book Rundown. Of course, if you want to get at Ron, it's Good at This Game. Check out his art, Good Art This Game. And you can own his art by buying one of our shirts, linked in the description below. Because some people tap out, Joe. Some people tap out, and I'll be damned if I'm not getting plugged, buddy. Okay? All right?
Understandable.
All right. Hey, okay, welcome to the show. Hey, we watched Matrix Reloaded, and I have some feelings and some thoughts. So I asked the boys before they watched the movie. Hopefully, I caught them before they watched the movie.
You did.
I'd already watched it.
You caught me at least.
You had already watched it. Okay. To the best of your from what you remember, because I'm not going to get that word out. My brain is maybe 6% right now, boys. I don't have capacity for shit. Do you remember seeing this for the first time, and what was your general opinion of the movie to the franchise as a whole?
You mean go first?
I had
Yeah,
never
you go
seen.
first, Ryan.
So, fun fact:
Anyway.
I've never seen this. Apparently,
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
yeah. So this is your time. I'm gonna get a drink.
So I remember watching this when it came out on DVD because the first one, my mom's boyfriend had watched it at their house, and like we had watched it, like with his surround sound or whatever in his huge ass TV. This one I ended up watching at my own house, which obviously was a lot less exciting as far as the entertainment value of the system goes. But I remember thinking that it built up a whole lot, and then just kind of left us like without any like
Resolution.
resolution, which is what we get in the next movie. Isn't it called Resolutions?
Actually, I think it is.
Revelation.
Actually,
Revolution.
I don't
Is it
know.
Revelation or Revolution? I forget.
Yeah,
I
but
could
like
also be thinking of He-Man, to be honest.
I remember thinking that it was really long. Like the movie felt really long when I watched it the first time.
Revolution.
There we go. And I remember thinking that like with all the buildup they had, they just kind of left us hanging. Like that's what I remember feeling.
So did you feel like there was a third movie coming?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
But
all
they
throughout
had not
it because
decided. They didn't
No,
decide that.
They did. So
Okay.
at the time, in 2003, I was big on the Wizard magazine back in the day, and
Yeah.
I also, this movie was talked about on news cycles constantly. For me, I don't remember if I saw this in theaters, but I do remember watching it. So the one thing I do recall, I remember being excited to see this movie. The first movie, I mean, we had already watched it. Us here had already watched it, and if I remember talking about it, we had said that when we had watched it when we were younger, we all were really liked it when we were younger. Rewatching it now, we all were like, man, this actually is kind of a letdown. Like, it was great back then. It was great for what it was and what it was going to bring for the future. But going back to it now, from now to back then, it's not what it was. But I recall being excited for the possibilities of what was to come. That being said, I remember them saying they filmed 2 and 3 back to back. They were at the same time. They were filming them both at the same time, mainly because Aaliyah was supposed to be in the movie. The singer Aaliyah, actress Aaliyah, Queen of the Damned.
Yeah, she's in Queen of the Damned.
Yeah. So she was supposed to be in this movie. Now, my recollection was
she's also in the movie Romeo Must Die with Chili.
She was supposed to have a bigger, like she was supposed to be a bigger role. Like I thought she was playing the Nabia, Jada Pinkett Smith's role. Apparently she wasn't. Apparently her role was Z, the what's his name's wife, guy from Lost, his wife.
Oh, the programmer? Or not the programmer, the guy who could write the code.
The pilot's wife.
Lucas?
Oh, the pilot's wife. Oh, Link?
His wife.
Link. Yeah.
So
holy shit. The fact that I am remembering names should give you an indication of how I feel about this movie, but go ahead.
That's good. But yeah, so like I'm thinking, like that's one thing I remember is that she was supposed to be in this movie. So like it was one of those things where I have a different thought on it. Like I guess I was going in like thinking, okay, this is going to be something special. And I remember thinking kind of along the lines of what Ron was thinking of like, it was a big buildup, but I also knew that a third one was coming. The thing is though, that I knew it was coming 6 months away. Like this came out in, I think May
Yeah, and then the other one came out in December or something like that, right?
Were they
September,
that
November.
close to each other? I thought there was years between
Nope,
them.
they were both in 2003.
Yeah, because I remember because I got the when I ended up watching this, I had the 2-pack of the DVD for the 2 and 3.
And so that's the thing. I don't know if I saw this one and then I waited to go see the other one in theaters, or if I saw this one when it came out on DVD and then went and saw the last one in theaters. Like, I waited. I can't remember. But apparently, according to IMDb, they did not want to wait the 6 months. I guess the Wachowskis wanted weeks in between, not months in between.
I mean, that would have been awesome, but I understand why they did it so that there'd be.
Well, yeah, like it makes more sense for WB, like for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
But I think 6 months is a little too much. Like, it should have been like 3 months,
or 4 months,
because they don't even keep it in theaters for that long anymore. Or back then,
well, back then they did. They didn't.
It would have been 3 months.
Now they don't.
I mean, back then it would have been in theaters for like 3 months, roughly.
I think the most was Titanic, and that was maybe 5 months, 5 or 6 months, only something because it was making
continuously selling
money.
out.
Yeah. And then I think Avatar obviously was the next one that kind of did gangbusters, but that's just because of the IMAX and how big of that thing was. But like, when a movie will make a shit ton of money, obviously theaters and obviously the companies are going to be like, hey, let's keep this in. Let's just a little bit longer. If it's still in our top 10 box office, weekends, we're not going to pull it. Now, yes, like nowadays, it's one of those things of there's a blockbuster every other weekend, and they already have their DVD, Blu-ray release date set. Like Obsession is still in theaters. Obsession just came out on DVD.
You can also watch it streaming, I think.
Exactly. That came out on streaming.
By the
like
way,
3 weeks
BT
ago.
Dubs, buy the physical copy because it's $2 cheaper, and you get the digital download.
Oh yeah,
for it.
Yep. Dude, anything I buy anymore is if I don't have it, if it doesn't have the digital copy, I tend not to buy it. But that's just because I want to make sure I have a physical copy and the digital copy. I like both.
Real quick side tangent though, I am curious. Do you get a lot of advertisements for like exploitative Japanese movies now? From like Victoria Cinema or Movie Room Cinema? Like on the gram and stuff?
So
because I accidentally clicked on one.
While.
I accidentally opened None in Rope Hell, and it has just destroyed my advertising algorithm now. Anyway, if you have a region-free DVD player and or Blu-ray that you would like to send to me, I'd love to watch some DVDs. Thank you so much.
I would say I've had that for a while because of Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. And
that makes sense. Yeah, if you like anything that's Japanese and then also porn, that you'll get those for sure. Yeah. I think it was either Godzilla or Sumo that got me there, but pretty much, yeah.
Ooh, dude. I got some... Okay, yeah. I saw a trailer for Godzilla Minus Zero.
No, Chuck was talking about Godzilla porn.
No, I know, but
Godzilla Minus Zero, the trailer looks fucking awesome.
Right, yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
So...
Very, very exciting. Okay, so now let me ask. Does your opinion of the movie now, having rewatched it and also knowing how essentially the story ends, does it change your opinion of this movie?
So I forgot majority. So the funny thing is, when the fourth one came out, in 2020, I'm like, I'm going to rewatch these because I haven't seen them in forever.
I still haven't watched the fourth one.
And
I would say I wouldn't even count the 2021. I guess just Revelation.
But that's the thing. We're gonna watch it down the road. I still haven't watched it because I never rewatched these to rewatch that. I just never.
I've also been told it's not good.
Same. The thing is though, like, I haven't rewatched like the Matrix, the first Matrix. I think we even talked about this when we did the Matrix. That first one, I've rewatched a handful of times. We've all probably seen that a handful of times. Obviously, Chuck, you said you haven't seen this one, which sounds like you've probably never seen the third one. Ron,
From what I think, yes, I don't think I have.
so Ron, you're probably with me in the fact of you probably haven't watched these two in decades.
Reloaded, and Revolution. I haven't watched since my first watch through of them.
Yeah, I've probably
No,
seen
it's been
this
almost
one,
20 years, probably.
I've probably seen this one and Revolution 2, maybe 3 times. Maybe 3 times. And it's been 15 to 20 years. So that being said, there are bits that I remember, mainly because I've seen a lot of parody movies that will parody bits from these movies. And so like those stick in my head. But at the same time, there are parts that I remember being really cool. And we'll get into it when we start talking about this movie. But there are like the ending for Revolutions is one thing that I do remember specifically because it made some sense. We'll talk about it when we get to the movie.
Yeah, a couple of months from now.
Yes, months.
Probably in like 3 months, actually.
Well, this came out in 2003. We've got like 20 movies that came out this year.
Yeah.
Honestly, so like,
I don't actually know how many.
One of the things I was looking at, because I had some theories with this, and my theory didn't quite fall in but unless this was the start of the theory, which is if they are going to make a sequel, they're going to make 3. You know what I mean? Like if they're going to do a second one, they're absolutely going to do a third one.
We're definitely in the time where whenever they do sequels, it's usually 3s.
Yeah. Right. Because at this point they're doing Star Wars, right? 2002 was Attack of the Clones.
Right.
So we're gearing up for a third one there.
But that's
Pirates
also
is coming out in a couple of years.
So.
Right. Correct. Pirates of the Caribbean is coming out in like 2 years.
Sorry, I just remembered I have to watch 3 of those. So.
Oh, calm down.
You might get out of it, honestly, because we have to record that this coming week.
Well, shit.
And there's a couple other things where it's like I'm wondering. Oh, Blade at this point they made a second one, so they were going to make the third one. Stuff like that, right? So I wondered if this was kind of the start. So this is my experience with this movie. I remember this coming out. I remember that all the fucking guys I kind of hated, were like super fucking... There was 2 things they loved. The fucking Matrix and System of a Down. So anytime something got released that was Matrix or System of a Down related, it was like their entire personality at school, like leading up to it. Right?
See, that's not even a fair thing to do to the System of a Down.
Dude, they'd walk around wearing gas masks and like lyrics written on a shirt, like the day of an album release. It was fucking weird. Anyway, and then when it was like a Matrix thing, they would wear like
the
all
trench
black, trench coat stuff.
Which is weird considering after 2001, trench coats were probably like not.
Yeah, they were not supposed to do that. Yeah, that was not allowed. Anyway, and I remember the day they went and saw it at the midnight release, because our theater did a midnight release of this movie.
Yeah. That's when they did midnight releases back in the day, before they started doing the Thursday night showings.
And they came back into school, because they did it Friday at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back into school exhausted, and they were so pissed because how much they hated this movie. And I thought, oh, that's really weird. And I asked them why, and they said, I remember this distinctly. It's just everybody standing around talking, and there's like no action. Okay, hold on. Because now having rewatched this, I said the same thing. For our audio listeners, they just gave me the weirdest fucking look.
Yeah, sorry.
So that was like their response, and they said the same thing. Oh, well, they're coming out with the other one, so this was like only half a story. Like the other half of the story is coming out.
That is true,
right? So, in the lens of 2026, when we're recording this, I think I have been so conditioned at if they're gonna do 2, then they're gonna do 3, that going into this. Oh, by the way, I have seen parts of this. The car chase scene is something I vividly remember.
Right.
Because this was a DVD on TV fucking classic, but only Reloaded. TNT had the rights to the first one, had the rights to the first Matrix, and would show that all the time.
Okay.
And then FX had the rights to the DVD on TV release of Matrix Reloaded. So it was like this, the Fantastic Four movie with Jessica Alba, Shallow Hal for some reason, and then just like a bunch of other fucking movies I remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that like I realize we are hitting the era of DVD on TV that actually shaped a lot of the things that I watched that I like as movies,
Right.
which aren't necessarily good, but they were just on TV all the time. And
It's what you watch. Yeah.
I'm also realizing that's actually how I watched a lot of movies when I was younger. Was I watched the TV edits of them because they were on TV and it was free. Yeah. So I think I might be part of a silent majority in that. I think a lot of people actually consume movies more like that, but probably older people. Anyway,
we did a lot of movie rentals from like Scott's or what the hell was that movie place that was down?
Not Family Video. No.
No, not Star Video. The other one that was like where Gerber's was at, and like right across the road from Wendy's is at now. I can't think what the hell it was called, but there's a little movie store that was in there, movies and stuff, or something like that. I don't remember.
I don't remember that one.
Down it was down in Bluffton. It was Star Video was on the south side of town.
Yeah, I remember Star Video.
Yeah, we went there too, but there was one up like in that little plaza where
I know the plaza you're talking about.
Yeah,
I just don't.
There used to be one up there. It was called like Movies and More or something like that. But they had 99-cent rentals. So as kids, we were able to go get like a movie there and watch it. And but my dad would also rent movies whenever we went there, and that was where I got most of my stuff from, was from movies that my dad would rent, because he'd rent like the old 80s movies and shit like that, to where you're constantly seeing naked women and lots of violence and all that good shit that I'm into, I guess. So it makes sense, Chuck. I understand what you're saying. I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think like so if we went to the movie rental place, like there was one in our grocery store, and then there's Blockbuster. We were too poor for Blockbuster. And
that's because Blockbuster is stupid expensive.
Yeah, but like the one that was in our grocery store at the Hannaford was, at that time, was Shop and Save. Was objectively cheaper, but they didn't usually have a lot of new releases.
Correct.
But they also had games.
Yes.
So like I was renting, my mom made a choice, would give me a choice. You can get a video game or you can get a movie. And I was going to get a video game every time.
Absolutely.
Like a movie wasn't going to keep my attention for the weekend. Like I watched it and I'm done. But I could have a whole weekend with a video game. So me renting movies back then wasn't really a thing. If I saw the movie in theater, then my mom usually bought it, the VHS or the DVD for me. Okay. But it wasn't really until I got into high school that I was going to the movies, because I wasn't going to go alone and I didn't want to go with my mom. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So it wasn't until I found friends that had cars that I was able to kind of go. Although my mom felt comfortable enough to drop me off the movies. You know what I mean? Like I was old enough to be left.
Yeah.
Okay. So because of that, I know that during COVID, I was like, I'm gonna watch all the Matrix movies, because a comic book writer at the time that I was really obsessed with was doing these did a podcast about the Matrix movie and how like leftist it is and this and everything else and what it all means and all this stuff. And I was like really enamored with his take on it. I was like, I've never actually seen the Matrix movies. I guess I'll watch them. And I know that I watched the first one. I do not remember any of this movie. So I guess I never made it to Reloaded or Revolutions, I guess. Because I'll make my statement now. I will say this. I also looked up reviews from when this movie first came out. And a lot of people had the same feelings that you guys did, which was pretty decent movie, but it kind of just fucking ends and it doesn't make a lot of sense. And obviously they were setting up for another one.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Okay. Not only that, this maybe has made me a Matrix fan.
Oh, all right.
Which is also super weird.
Chuck has become the thing he hated.
Yeah, well, truly. Like, it's one of those things, like, now that I'm in the bubble, and I'm by myself in the bubble, I like this thing, right? But the second I get anybody else's fucking opinion about the Matrix, I'm out. Like, I'm done. I don't want to be associated with it anymore. But what I find so interesting about this was, this is a good sequel. Very rarely do we get good sequels anymore, but it took everything for the story that it needed to. I will say, up until like maybe the last 15 minutes. The last 15 minutes of this movie, I agree, just fucking doesn't make any sense. And I got really mad at it. So it's not like a perfect movie, but I did really enjoy it up to the last 15 minutes. But I like the idea that there's like a keymaster and they had to go find the keymaster and like he can open all these fucking doors and these like back rooms and stuff. Although there are sometimes that I forget that they're supposed to be like in a computer. You know what I mean? So I'm just like kind of, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to remember what stasis I'm in or something. Fair. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because they don't bring it up really.
Right.
Like it's there, like, it's prominent, but they don't ever actually say, "Oh yeah, we're in the Matrix."
But a lot of the verbiage that they use is computer lingo when they're talking about things.
Right. Yeah. I guess what bugs me is like they know they're in the Matrix. They know they're in a program. As one guy says, he knows that we're in a game. The bad guy who can rewrite the codes or create the codes or whatever, and makes that woman orgasm with the chocolate.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
which is so weird. That guy, that scene was.
That was a weird scene, and it felt like a kind of a MacGuffin to get to the thing they needed to get to. Like that was a lot of pretentious nonsense to get his wife to get them into where they needed to get. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that was a lot.
I mean, that scene in particular is probably one of Ron's favorite scenes, which is true. You know,
are you talking about when they were having sex? Or are you talking about when they were dancing in the?
No, the cake, the cake scene.
The cake part. Watching a woman digital coded orgasm.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, if you have to use tricks to do it, then you're just.
Well, I mean, no, just her orgasming to the cake, not him.
Yeah,
making her.
That was him. That's like he's like, yes, this is how I'm going to take this woman to the bathroom and bang her. I'm sorry, this is how I would take this woman to the bathroom and bang her.
Yeah,
that's what that dude sounded like.
You have to also remember this was post 9/11, where everybody hated France, so if anybody French was a bad guy.
Which doesn't make any sense, but that's fine. But
it's fine.
Look, hear me out. Monica Bellucci or Bella Juicy or whatever the fuck her name is, his wife in that. Like, yeah, and then
because he can. That's why. Because he
can. But I'm just saying that, like I just don't understand like what she's, because like I know what he's supposed to be. He's like this collector of like all these old programs and stuff, but it never says what she's supposed to be.
Oh,
I think she's just somebody in the Matrix that he's fucked with her code so much that and like that was kind of my whole point about this is like sometimes it's like everybody knows they're in a fucking simulation. You know what I mean? They're in the fucking game, and then everybody else around them has no fucking idea.
Well,
but this dude just blocked 40 bullets being shot at him, and everybody just seems to be like, "Oh, okay."
Well, okay. So the thing about that is like all of those things are programs. Those aren't people. Those are programs. Like everybody that's with the
True.
like
essentially every cop is a program.
No. Well, so like obviously the agents are a program, but the Frenchman, the meta, whatever the fuck he was called, he's a program. The twins that like turn into snake faced invisible ghosts.
That wasn't the Wachowskis, right?
No.
They were like somebody important though.
I don't know.
Time?
But those guys were the original agents, I believe. Like they were the ones that are supposed to be like keeping things from happening in the program. The Keymaker was a program. The I think all of because even
the Oracle is a program.
Yeah, but they talk about because she talks about how the two guys that are sitting there watching the old time movie on the couch are also programs, and we're supposed to believe that they're like werewolf programs or something, or vampires or something like that. No, they were werewolves because she put silver bullets in their heads.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
But like she talks about how like they used to, like they the Matrix used to use all these different kinds of things that like all these imaginary creatures and monsters were all just programs, and that's where all the mythos came from for that kind of stuff. I don't know, it was just so weird, but they never say what she is, like what program she is supposed to be. But Neo does get to make out with her, so
that's true. In front of Trinity, which was really funny to me. I don't know why. But also, a lot of criticism I saw was Keanu Reeves acting falls flat in this. I disagree. I think that he does. I think he plays his role perfectly, both as Neo in the Matrix. He has a slight swagger to him, and I think a lot of people who took his like, I don't know, like a lot of people are like, oh, his delivery of like lines is really flat and dry. And it's like, I think he's trying to be funny. Like he's trying to be kind of charming and witty, but like he is a very serious person. But like when it finally clicked with me is was it Smith shoves him through and he's like on a mountain. He's like in one of the doors. He's in one of the back door rooms.
That was when the Machiavellian or whatever the hell that dude's name is leaves. Like he's running away from Neo.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. And he ends up in the mountains or whatever.
Yeah.
And Link says, "Yeah, it looks like you're in the mountains." And Neo, like without hesitation, just goes, "You don't say." Like it was like that kind of like dry humor. But then when I realized that's what it was, looking back, I go, "Oh, he's doing that. He's fucking with everybody in this, and nobody's catching." Yeah, but nobody caught on to the fact that he's just fucking with everybody because in the Matrix, he is the one. He is Neo. Like in the Matrix, he believes that he is God, right? He is Jesus. He is the second coming of the program.
He's kind of like Superman, I'd say more.
Well,
until he starts controlling things, I guess. But
then he's more God. When he's like stopping bullets and blasting through everything.
And like the theory is that he can see the program, like he can see everything, right? He sees everything as the binary programs. Mm-hmm. So then he can manipulate those programs.
Yeah,
like that's the whole theory, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, because that's how he was able to reach into Trinity and get the bullet out of her.
Right, which I have a couple of like bullet point gripes about this movie. One is Trinity should have died in this. They should have left her dead, in my opinion. I know like iceboxing the girl is like but I think that would have been like a more interesting story of like he's like, I don't know, give me like the Jedi. You know what I mean? Like the Jedi, he has to keep his emotions in check to be able to defeat the program and Smith.
Or, I mean, it could have also been what gave him the drive to defeat the program and Smith.
Right.
Gave him that.
Although I do like the idea that like he saw it, she didn't listen, and so like his vision was true the whole time. You know
also, let's go back to that right there.
It's not that she didn't listen. If she didn't do it, they would have failed.
Yeah. But also,
true, but
the fact that we open up with that sequence of her getting shot, right?
Right.
watch we watch that whole thing play out, and then we have to watch it again. Like, they could have given it to us, and like they could have cut from her dropping the motorcycle into the guardhouse, which was full of gasoline and bombs, so it exploded, to her falling off the second time around. Like, we didn't need to see all the in between. You know what I'm saying?
But,
like, they could have cut from that to her putting in the program, then to her getting shot. We didn't have to watch it over again.
But we didn't really.
Yeah, they did. They showed the whole thing back again.
No. So the very beginning, we saw her crash into the guardhouse,
Fight with the agent and run away from the agent.
She fought. No, okay, so here's what we saw. Like, she kicked the guard's ass. She called up saying she's in. Then all of a sudden, it goes up to the building, and she's falling out of the window.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Then she's shooting. Then later on, we're seeing her in the room fighting the agent and then falling out.
But we got the whole scene leading up to that.
Shooting up, yeah.
With her running off the thing, doing the flip off the motorcycle, exploding the guardhouse again.
Okay. Oh, we get 2 seconds of the scene. Okay. No.
Dude, we get the whole scene all over again. We got the whole
2 seconds. It's
more
literally
than
2 seconds.
It's like the whole the opening dream sequence is like the first 8 minutes of the movie. And then we watch all of that again with pieces stuck in the middle of it.
We get the whole sequence this time.
Yeah. We could have just, what I'm saying is at the beginning of it, we could have just gotten him with her falling and shooting and none of the beginning part of that, right?
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess.
And then that way we wouldn't know when that was going to happen in the movie. So then when she does get chased out of the window and jumps out and gets chased by the agent out the window, then we could be like, oh, this is what he saw.
I agree with you on that. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
But speaking of the agents and stuff, the Agent Smith fight, like the one with the like hundreds of Agent Smiths, was such a great fight when they were still doing the wire fighting and the actual physical fighting, like the practical.
Yes, because they actually did a casting call for a bunch of actors that had the same physicality as
Weaving. Yeah, and that was
and
awesome.
And then they just superimposed his face on.
And I wish they would have just stuck with that, because as soon as they switched to the CGI, it was so just. It was the rubber people.
It was rubber boys.
Yeah, and it kind of ruined the excitement of the action in that, because when it was just like 30 of the Agent Smiths that he was fighting, they could have just kept reusing those actors and bringing them back in and having more of them piling in there.
It's not like any of them died. Like, they just kept getting away. Like,
exactly.
But Smith kept saying, I need more people. I need more men. So that's why he kept bringing them more, because he needed to flood Neo. He needed to.
But what I'm saying is they could have just gotten more actors in suits. Because at that point in time, you would have only seen the ones that were in the front. So those ones could have looked like Smith. Then the rest of them could have just been, could have just been the same height as him and been in the background. They could have gave him like fucking masks to wear for the receding hairlines and shit. But like, I just hated that they went from like this awesome wire fighting, like practical effects of all these guys to, all right, let's make rubber men fighting rubber things.
Yeah, because that's one scene. There's another few different times where they do that, like when he does his Superman thing, as I said.
That was another thing. When they flew, I don't know why they made the CGI of him flying. They could have literally just had him, again, like hung on a wire harness with fans blowing on him and gotten the same effect.
Because they did that in the first one.
Yeah.
They did the exact same thing in the first one. I've seen the behind-the-scenes video of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they didn't.
But again, we're also in that era where it's like, oh, we can do CGI, we can do everything.
Right, this is the era of we got the new shiny toy, everyone's going to use it.
Right, which is funny because they built the new shiny toy in the Matrix the Matrix movie. They helped it along, so It's all their fault.
I think it's safe to say maybe the only thing close to like the importance of this movie affecting everything else is like I look at like maybe Akira. Like Akira, the power slide Akira move, right? Like that is like constantly used in every fucking anime. Anything that's a bike that can slide or whatever, they use it. Even in like real, live action movies, the Akira slide is like iconic. Which, by the way, in September, Joey, 4K IMAX Akira's coming back. I'm fucking juicing, baby. I'm hyped. I want to go see it.
If we had a better IMAX theater around here, I would be cool.
I mean, the only one I can think of is an Indy.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to drive like 2 hours.
That's what we'd have to do too.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do it anyway. Fuck it. The theater that's like an hour from me has been doing the bringing back movies thing on like certain days, and they're bringing back Tremors. I got really fucking excited.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh my god, Akira, but it's not a IMAX theater. So, anyway, the fight scenes in this objectively better than the first one.
Yes, because they did a lot better with the wire fighting in this one. Like they were
they
really natural.
Figured it out.
Yeah. I really like the wire fighting.
I love this is I well documented on this show. You give me a good fight sequence, that saves a lot of a movie. Shout out to getting franchised. The Raid and the Raid 2 are like, we like it because the fucking fight scenes were good, but everything else sucked about it, right? This did a lot of work. And also, I forgot how fucking cool it is to fight with a sword and shield in modern settings. It's when Neo's fighting. I don't even remember who they are. Is it the French dudes?
His bodyguards, whatever. Yeah.
Which, and that dude grabs the sword and shield off the wall, and I'm like, oh, let's fucking go, dude! I want sword and shield just everywhere now.
That first guy that gets thrown into a statue. If you're paying attention, he's just laying on the ground, covering himself up. He's just pretending to be knocked out. He doesn't want to be in the fight. He knows he doesn't want to fight the one. He's just like, I don't know this.
He absolutely. He just got fucking.
Just like, no, fuck this shit.
He just got fucking bushwhacked into a statue. Yeah, he doesn't want fucking shit.
Well, he's the equivalent. He watched the guy get one of his friends get a mace to the face. He's like, nope, I'm done.
He was the equivalent of laying on the floor going,
yeah, exactly. It's great. But no, that was a good scene. That really was.
That was a fun fighting sequence. But again, it was practical effects, and they did a lot of like the good, and the wire work was really good in it. They did a good job with it. Yeah. And I loved all the wire work fighting in this. I just wish they would have not done
the scene where Neo goes to meet the Oracle and he's fighting against Seraph.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, that actually was supposed to be Jet Li, but apparently Jet Li turned it down. I can't remember why. Actually, let's see here.
Would he been doing the one?
I see what you did there.
It says the role of Seraph was written specifically for Jet Li. Reportedly, Lee asked for the same amount of money that Keanu Reeves was getting to do the film.
All right. Buddy.
For his 3-minute scene?
Yeah.
Well, I think he comes back for the next one, too. So there would have been, for both films. The role was then changed to a female and offered to Michelle Yeoh, who turned it down due to scheduling conflicts.
That would have been kind of cool.
That would have been kind of cool, too. But yeah, like that scene, also all wires, also a really awesome fight scene.
Yeah.
So
this movie had a solid polish on it that made it feel. I felt like the first one had a grittiness to it or something.
Well, it was very
rough.
It was very rough. Well, they had rough transitions too, and they had a lot of a lot of the stuff they did. Like it made it feel more fake.
Well, you also have to figure back in the first one, you've only got a handful of people out of the Matrix at the moment. So you're working on Well, Zion, but that's like not a lot of people. That's all the people who are true, like not those are true humans, not people who are in the Matrix and then pulled out. Right.
I mean, they had some people like that because like Morpheus was
yes,
that way, and like everybody except for Tank and Dozer in the original movie were people that had been pulled out of the Matrix.
Correct, but and they just talked about Zion, but we never saw Zion.
Yeah.
So we never actually saw how many people were there.
True. But they do talk about the population of Zion being like a couple thousand people or something like that.
Oh, do they? I don't remember that.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. There's like a ton of people. Yeah. They talk about it.
But with Neo being the one and being able to get to people more, or having more people be able to get to him to get him out, I guess they did have an
overabundance, maybe
insurgent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of that, I hated all the CGI backgrounds that they had when they were outside of their ships, like whether it was when they were at like the landing dock area or when they were out in like the ruined Earth subterranean or whatever the hell it is. Like it just all looked so ridiculous. I didn't even like a lot of Zion's like backdrops and backgrounds and stuff.
You didn't like the cave scene?
No, I mean, okay, there were some parts of the cave scene that were nice, but most that's because they couldn't afford fabric that was not translucent.
It does just that scene just felt weird because everybody was just on top. I understand it's everybody was on top of each other specifically for their celebrating, but just like I don't know, just weird. And don't give me that. I know what they're trying to prove there. They're trying to be free and be happy and all this stuff. But like,
I just assumed they put something in the water and it was a mass orgy. But you know,
it definitely. And that was one of the weirdest things when I first originally saw it. I'm like, especially when you have all these people in this party in this room dancing, having a good time, and then you juxtapose that with Neo and Trinity in their room, fucking.
Also having a good time. And I'm just like, okay. So like it is just an orgy. Like so I don't think it was supposed to start that way.
It's not supposed to be that way.
I think what happened was they saw Morpheus up there with his sleeveless shirt on, and you know, he gave an inspiring
sleeveless shirt, and I think his shirt was open too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And he gave this really inspiring speech, and they're just like, we need more people to fight this fight. What's the best way to do that? Orgy.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we need to make some more soldiers. So get to fucking like.
But I will say, we get Gina Torres in this.
Yep.
Who, if you've ever watched Firefly, no, never mind then. But smoking hot, absolutely smoking hot. And I forgot she was in this, and she showed up, and I'm like, damn, she still looks fine. But then I realized that this was like really close to when Firefly came out anyway, so it would have been about the same age. And I was like, and then I had to look her up on my phone. I was like, yeah, she's still pretty good.
She was the sister of sister-in-law of Link. The one with kids.
Okay.
She was Tanker Dozer's wife. I don't remember.
Dozer's, I think Dozer's wife.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So now I do have some. No, they'll probably explain it in the third one. Never mind. So let me understand the end part of the movie. So they had to get a key so they could get to the center where they were gonna
get to the architect.
They had to get to the source
to get to the architect. The architect is the program that created the Matrix.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't think they knew the architect was there. So they're trying to get Neo to they're trying to get the one to the source, because according to the prophecy, once the one gets there, the war will end.
Yes.
Right. And he gets there, and that's where
he meets the architect. Yeah.
The architect. And the architect is a program.
Correct.
That was designed from the Matrix.
Yeah, the architect is the program that designed the Matrix. Like he is the one that
was the Matrix. Basically.
He's the one that keeps it going, keeps everything how it's supposed to be, make sure that everything is working how it's supposed to be working. And he's also the reason why Zion exists, because every time there is the one, he gives the one the choice to take X amount of people back to Zion after they wipe out Zion with the robots. Because he says that they've wiped out Zion like numerous amounts of times at this point in time.
Right.
And this is the 6th iteration. So
yeah. So at least 6 times.
Yeah.
And he's like, and every time I give the one this option, they can either take these people, they can go with this, or we will just wipe out humanity altogether and you guys will never exist and we don't have to worry about you. And Neo was like, oh, well, if you do that, then what are you guys going to do for batteries and for power? And the architect's like, we can make it work without you guys, believe it or not. We've had enough time to figure it out. It's just easier with you guys. But if it's going to be more of a hassle with you guys, then we'll do it without, is basically what he says.
Which, makes a lot of fucking sense. Of course the program has evolved itself and being like, yeah, we don't, we will switch to wind power. We don't need fossil fuel here. We will figure it out. So it's just a matter of you falling back in line, and we'll just kill a bunch. So is the theory that they were going to kill him, or that they were going to put him back in the pods?
Kill him, I think.
Destroy. Yeah, they're just going to destroy Zion altogether, and then they're just going to shut down the Matrix altogether, so that everybody that's in it also dies.
So my understanding is Zion always gets destroyed.
Zion gets destroyed every time.
Always get destroyed.
Right.
He's just giving Neo the choice of who to choose for the next iteration of the Matrix.
Yeah, he's like, you plus 13 women and 6 other men.
Yeah, or something like that to make the new Zion.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which means, if you really think about that, if Zion had thousands of people in it before they get back to the surface to pull people in, there's a whole lot of inbreeding going on. And
go back to Adam and Eve. Yeah.
Joey, Adam and Eve also, just like the people in Zion, aren't real.
That's what I'm saying.
Technically, it was just masturbation. But
I mean, technically, Eve was the only female for how long? So that means that not only was Adam banging her, but Cain and Abel were banging her. And
they're around somewhere. So
I mean, I guess not so much Abel, but he wasn't quite able to do it afterwards.
Boom ching.
That's true. Yeah, it's a good point.
Anyways,
straight murdered.
That kid, the kid that runs up to Neo and them when they first arrive, that was probably the most annoying character in this series, in this franchise. He looks like he's trying to be Mouse from the first one.
I would say Mouse was kind of a... I think it was Mouse. I don't know. He was pretty annoying in the first one.
But what I'm saying... But yes, but at least he had a purpose.
That kid gets a redemption in the third one, right? Because he's the one that holds them all the machines off. Because he's in the suit and I remember that scene. I thought that scene was in this movie, where they're the machines finally break through and they're all funneling.
Yeah, and they're all they're opening up on him and they're using the little mech suits for him. Also, those mech suits look like dog trash. As far as how they work and stuff.
They have a very
Battletech vibe. Suits from Aliens, and it's not.
But the one suit even does the spinning his guns before he puts his arms down, because he doesn't put them in holsters. He just spins them and then I don't know. It was I thought that
it was RoboCop.
Even the first, but he didn't put it in a holster. It was still in his hands after he spun them and put them down. But
did he even actually have holsters?
No, that's what I'm saying. So there was
oh.
It was just one of those things where they were trying to make it look cool. But I remember the first time I watched this, seeing those things, and I'm like, man, this is the best mech suits they could make for this. Open cockpit, it just seems like a bad idea.
Again, trying to be Aliens, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and then Games Workshop will steal it 20 years later for their miniatures, and everybody's like, "Why the fuck is there a baby driving a robot?"
So the scene where they are getting on the highway.
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up. Yeah.
Okay, cool. As much as I was saying I love the wire fighting and stuff, the wire fighting on top of the semi was the most ridiculous shit ever. Because as soon as one of their feet would have left that semi, they'd have been left 60 miles behind him.
Yes, but they're also in the Matrix, and these two can control themselves.
So, sort of.
I know
They can do the
physics-
jump across roof to roof, but that's also something that's not moving. Like, and when he's on the back of the thing balancing and then he comes back up, like...
I think at one point he's also, like, holding himself, like, handstands.
Yeah.
Out there. Yeah.
But there are just so many parts of that I'm like, I can suspend disbelief for a little bit, but like there's all these times where they're like, yeah, we can warp the rules of the Matrix, but we still have to like deal with like actual stuff. And he goes hand to hand with agents again, like it's nothing. In the first movie, the agents were like these things that nobody could stop, nobody could fight, nobody could do anything against. And then Neo fights one, and then at the beginning of this, he talks about them being upgraded, which means that they would be even better than the original agents they were fighting in there. So when Morpheus is fighting this agent, like the agent just falls down to his level. I don't know. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, I know he still gets his butt kicked, but like barely.
Yeah.
And then, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna bring up the twins on the highway.
You mean how he would have splattered himself inside the seat of that car when he went through it and landed at 70 miles an hour?
They could control how they like stop themselves. So him going into the car and then controlling himself and integrating himself into the seat makes sense. Like what I was gonna say is how they died.
They didn't die though.
Explosion. Are they in the third one? Because I'm pretty
think
sure
so, aren't they?
I don't think they are.
Oh, I don't remember.
No, they got killed in this one.
Yeah,
like Chuck was saying, I have a
Yeah.
really hard time separating out what happened in this one and what happened in the third one until I rewatched this again.
Same. So because the car explodes and you see them flying up and you see them screaming. So I'm thinking, all right, well, when their car that they're driving flips over, they should have immediately just phased through the ground, or phased out of the car. I don't know.
Maybe because explosions deal with heat and energy, not just physical matter. Like maybe the explosions, they thought they could get out of them, and that's why they were in their green forms when they're flying up through the explosion. But they couldn't get out of it because it was burning up the programs themselves.
Okay, sure, but again, the minute that Morpheus is shooting at them and then goes to the side with the sword, and they start to turn, like these guys were on a dime going ghost when a bullet is going at them, and you're telling me that Morpheus standing there going off to the side with a sword, they're not going to go ghost as the car starts to tip over?
So what happened was they had to spend a certain amount of their points to switch in and out, and they'd used too many of those points, so they had to wait for them to regen. And since they didn't,
one of them did. The other guy didn't. The driver
I guess that's
did.
true.
He was driving the car the entire time.
That's
he could
true.
have done it.
But they were a conjoined system.
They're shared
Yeah,
points.
they have shared points. I don't know.
That's. I mean, that was just.
But even past that, so Trinity is left with being like in control of keeping the keymaker safe.
Right.
So the safest vehicle she could think of on a highway
was an open motorcycle.
Was a crotch rocket motorcycle.
Yeah.
Was it
so
Ducati?
Fast.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Except for the fact that all it would have taken was any one of those cars just be like tink, and that thing's like, and they both die.
Also, she goes into traffic instead of with traffic. Like that was a smart move.
That way she can see them coming. See.
That's
Sure.
true. But really dope scene, and also saw. I don't know now if it was meant to be like a parody when Deadpool did it, but Deadpool's car chase scene takes elements from this. which I thought was kind of interesting.
It's pretty. Yeah, Deadpool scene's really cool. I do like that one.
Yeah.
The first Deadpool is magic.
It was a lot better.
Yeah,
than
we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it eventually. So the scene where I get back to the scene where Neo is fighting like all the Agent Smiths, and the other agent comes in and he's like, "You," and then Smith's like, "Ah, yes, me," and then he like sticks his hand in him, and then he's like, "Me too." I thought that was pretty funny because like he just keeps making copies of himself. But if he's a computer program, does that mean that when he takes over the bodies, like when he gets into the body of that one weird dude with the creepy face, does that mean that he didn't really take over and like he didn't make that a program? He actually made that guy just under his control, which is why it looked like him in the Matrix, and he was able to leave the Matrix and get into his body.
He took over.
Yeah, but
we're talking about the guy who tried to stab Neo.
Bane. Yeah,
Bane.
His name is Bane.
Oh wow, a guy named Bane that's supposed to be the stopping of. Okay, so like your Bane is like what is like what your like thing is that's bad against you.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
The
Bane
and
of
like
existence. Yeah,
naming him.
I was
Bane
born in the Matrix.
Yeah, no.
You only adopted the Matrix, Neo.
So I assume that him taking over, he took over his mind because Bane was his. Because they say like if you die in the Matrix, you die in real life, like the whole dream thing. So
there was a couple of things where I was like, about that. Like, okay, so Smith can essentially corrupt people in the Matrix and thus possess them in real life.
Well, so he like took over him. And then, but if that's the case, then wouldn't that make all the ones that he's taken over already, like, wouldn't he just be able to shoot them out of the Matrix then too? Like when they woke up Neo?
Maybe he hasn't done it yet.
I guess.
Because they're still in the Matrix.
Because he's an evolved program in this right now.
But I did like how when he was in control of Bane, and something that then nobody picked up on was Bane went from being like a normal guy to talking like Agent Smith.
Right.
And like nobody picked up on that being weird or being out of the ordinary. Ah, yes, Mr. and Neo. I wanted to talk to you, buddy.
Right.
Like he just even his facial expressions get like all Agent Smithy, which I thought the dude did a really good job. The dude that played Bane, like did a really good job.
He did a great job. Yeah,
of pretending to be.
I actually understood what was happening. He did a great job.
I think the one thing that I really dislike is they're at the he's trying to, he's trying to volunteer as one of the ships to go along to go save, the Nebuchadnezzar, and his captain's like, shut up, we just came back from that one mission, like screw Morpheus and all that. But at the end of it, we find out that crew, something happened to them, and he's the only survivor left of the crew. We don't I kind of wish we would have saw that. All we're getting is just the explanation.
Right. Yes. That would have been awesome. Like finding out that, like he sabotaged them, or like, he went through and killed them and then made it look like the ship got attacked by Sentinels or something.
Because at this point we've already seen two ships get attacked by the Sentinels. And they're staying. The Sentinels are smart now. They're staying out of the range of the Emps so that they don't go down.
Nice.
Yep. And they're throwing these bombs, which I thought was kind of smart on their part. Sucks for that one crew, but also sucks for Nebuchadnezzar. But
because they didn't get the whole crew off of there, did they?
Nebuchadnezzar?
Yeah.
There was only 4 people.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all.
Oh, that was all their crew was?
Yeah, because that's why the one kid wants to join the crew. He says that there's openings at the moment, like the crew hasn't been refurbished or whatever. Which, funny enough, so Tank, obviously he's not in this. Apparently he got killed off screen, and Z even mentions it because Z is the sister of Tank and Dozer, and she mentions that she lost 2 brothers. She doesn't want to lose a husband. What's up, Chuck?
Oh, I think that storyline plays out in either Animatrix or the video game.
Okay. Probably, I mean, I feel like, funny enough, I forgot about Animatrix until we started watching this one. I'm like, oh yeah, that is a thing. It didn't come out until later, I think, if I remember correctly. I think it was
correct.
Yeah. So,
and does it? I believe it fills in between. It's
supposed to be between Matrix.
1 and 2?
Yeah, it's supposed to be between Matrix and Matrix Reloaded.
Because the video game is like right before this happens, but you follow Jada Pinkett Smith's character and like her crew. That's what the video game's based off of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
fucking dope. But I will say this little thing that I hate about the Matrix is if I want the full story, I got to go find it in other things.
Right.
Yeah.
And we know that Chuck hates that.
Especially
I think for like if it didn't add additional context that I kind of needed for this, you know what I mean? Like
right.
Show don't tell. You tell me Dozer died instead of like showing it, kind of thing.
So with Tank, with the actor Marcus Chong, apparently he was supposed to return as Tank from the first film, but after an acrimonious falling out with the Wachowskis and the studio, his part was written out and the character was killed off screen. Officially, Chong was not asked back because salary negotiations between him and the studio had broken down. He was offered $250,000 to do both sequels, 5 times the amount he received for the original, but he demanded $1 million.
Jesus Christ.
That was the official story.
Why?
Because WB is a bunch of dicks. Chong, however, sued the company for not honoring a verbal promise and a written contract that he had for the sequels. He later claimed that the Wachowskis tried to slander him with intentionally false statements, causing him to be blackballed in Hollywood. The studio countered that Chong had been arrested for making threats towards the directors following the failed salary negotiations. In 2018, Chong released a documentary on YouTube called The Marcus Chong Story, in which he made further accusations against the studio, e.g. that they denied him royalties, forced him to sign a fake contract, and even tried to silence him, as well as former colleagues from the movie. I've been, like, don't get me wrong.
That sounds a little made up.
Some of it, but I also know that WB are a bunch of fucking asshats. So
yeah,
like,
I think
some
it's
of that
like
I could believe.
You hear both sides, and the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they did some sketchy stuff, but I don't think they were trying to have him sign a fake contract. That sounds like so much legality issues.
Yeah,
but who knows?
Yeah,
I've seen more insane stuff happen in my life where I go, there's no way that's real, and that's real. You know?
Oh, you mean like Donald Trump being our president?
No, I was going to keep it on topic, but sure, yeah.
Alrighty.
Anything else? Any other notes?
I went through all mine.
Okay, so at the end of it, when Neo stops the Sentinels, right?
Oh, he has a shocking heart attack or whatever.
And then he like goes into a coma.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
If I remember correctly,
Jedi forced
the
them
one or the third one. I mean,
he
does something. I think it has to. Like, they can't just drop that lore and then be like, "All right, let's move on."
Well, like it's almost like he's because he says, "I can see them. I can see their programs," and then like holds his hand up. So like,
but he's not in the Matrix, right?
I know, but that means that. But does that mean that they are the Sentinels are attached to the Matrix? In which case, his attachment to the Matrix, being able to bend things in the Matrix, would make him able to use their programming.
There's something in the third one, and I don't remember exactly what it is, but there is something in the third one that I think he even does. He end up controlling one of them. I might be confusing with something else.
Probably.
I don't know. I
There's
remember
something
like,
in the third one.
I remember something happening like I thought it was in this one because I thought like that he's blind or something, but
That's next one.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have any other notes on this other than
I'll be honest. It almost took me out of the movie.
Again,
I kind of
the last bit got really confusing. The rest of the movie was
Yeah.
fine. Last bit got confusing.
Now if they would have
I
had him
don't
in the Matrix and then he could like
Right.
sense them and then he shut them down from inside the Matrix, that would have been cool as shit.
That would have made complete sense. If they were linked to the if he can just see all the programs and he can just fuck with whatever he wants when he's in the Matrix, sure, him shutting down machines would have totally made sense. Though then the question would have been, why doesn't he just stop them from, now that he knows he can do this, just shut them all down from digging?
Right.
But
that could have also been the discovery that he made that saved Zion. Like the Zionists or whatever the hell they're called down there. Could have been shooting down like all the ones that were getting through that were breaching it, and then he's inside the Matrix and he's like, oh my god, all right, this is I can actually sense like all the programming through all the machines throughout the world or whatever, and then he shuts them down and that's the end of the Matrix. Like, I don't know. We'll get into that in the third movie.
I think why it bummed me out was because they had done such a good job of separating Neo in the Matrix versus Neo not in the Matrix. Like, Neo in the Matrix, he has some swag. He's kind of a pompous dick. He knows that he is this, like, privileged, and he has all this, like, fucking powers. But the second he's out of the Matrix, he's actually a scared, kind of humbled man. And all of a sudden, it's just like, oh, now he has this, like, he has a power that never like they've never alluded to the idea that there's like some type of kinesis or anything. Like, nobody else has ever had this power. They've never mentioned that the other ones could do this, and maybe that's why he is the one, is because he can do it outside the Matrix. But like, I don't know, man. I was just like, oh, we were so close to like a perfect movie. Also, Trinity should have died, but that's just me.
Or
I say let the bitch die.
Or like, instead of her dying, like, because he literally like shoves his hand inside of her, and then instead of like turning the bullet into like making it disappear or changing the code on it, he just pulls it out of her with his hand. Because like,
and then he goes even further by reaching back in there and like starts pumping her heart.
Yeah, he definitely finger bangs her to get her back to life, like through her heart.
Yeah, I don't.
That's because he fucking loves her. No.
I also kind of didn't. I know that like it's like a Freddy Krueger, like, you die in your dreams, you die in real life thing, but I didn't understand how him saving her in the Matrix then brought her back to life in the real world.
Well, I think that the pulse that he sent into her body in the Matrix sent an actual pulse into the machine, which like jump started her heart again.
Oh, is that the thing?
Because essentially what happened to her was like, in her mind, she got shot in the heart and her heart stopped working. So he, like, when he sticks his fingers in there the second time, you see like the pulse go through it. I think that was him, like basically like, you know, shock paddling. Defibrillating her, yeah. But also, I feel like at that point in time, like when she's dying, he can be like, I own this shit. I'm gonna rewrite this so that you're healed, and then bam, she's healed.
Yeah, he didn't have to go be all elaborate with it. You know?
Yeah,
he could just like snap his fingers and
it was
all right,
weird.
Bullet's gone.
It got weird.
Another snap. Oh, your heart's back. Like,
and I get it that they're trying to do, like, because then she's always like, oh look, now we're even. You know, like I brought you back the first time, you brought me back this time. Now we're even.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I like
Trinity
as a character.
love story.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, but I didn't need a deep love story with them either. Like, we could know that they're in love, and we could know that, you know, like, love is important, but like,
I almost like the idea that she's in love with him, but he's not, because he is this like ascended creature. Well, like, he's just like, look, or like him figuring out that he's in love with her. Like, he just doesn't know it, you know, kind of thing. Like, that is the thing that makes him different than all the others, right? Isn't that what the architect says? Is like, none of the other ones fell in love.
I think the problem is that he has the love for her. That's the, like, not only does he have the love for her, but he also has the responsibility of Zion. Like he has all these people that he has to take care of, and he has the responsibilities too. But because Trinity saved his life and brought him back from death, like I think he also feels responsibility to her. So like he loves her for that. And so like I think he's going to pick her over Zion any chance to get. And you saw that when they get out of the elevator and like all these people are coming up to him and be like, that one lady's like, my son's on whatever ship, like, could you watch over him? And he's like, I'll try. And Trinity sees this and just like she starts to walk away, and he turns to her, is like where are you going? He's like, I'll find you later. And he's like, I need you. It's like, they need you.
But that was kind of a dick move on her part too, because she definitely could have stayed there with him and backed him up.
But she
because
also
that's what he needed though, is he needed her to be there for him, because he's not the one when he's outside of the Matrix. Like Chuck was saying earlier, when he's outside of the Matrix, he's more humble and he's more
just Neo. Yeah,
exactly. And but them treating him like he's a god, and then her just ditching him, like to me personally, that's a dick move, because like they should have been supporting each other right there. Like she should have been, like it should have been like she knows how he feels about this. And instead of her being like, oh, well, I guess our time's fucked, she could have been like, hey, like, I'm here with you. Like, we're just whatever there, and held his hand. And then you see the boost of confidence that just her being there gives him. Okay. And then he's able to make it through the rest of these people and be like, I'll see what I can do. I can help, whatever I can help, or blah, blah, blah. And then they go back together. I don't know. Yeah. A lot of times movies in general make relationships very superficial and surfacey, as opposed to like when you get a movie that has a real connection with relationships that makes them seem like realistic people, like what they would like actually do if they were like in love and stuff. If that makes sense, I guess. I don't know, but like to me, a lot of movie relationships are like, you're hot, I'm hot, we kind of dig each other. Like, look at all this crazy shit we went through. Now we're in love.
Right.
Yeah, trauma bonding.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong,
that's the only way to find true love. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, that's how theirs starts. But I feel like the fact that it's lasted this long, because this is supposed to happen like years after he finds out he's the one, right?
I thought
something like that.
IMDb said like 6 months.
But I mean,
really,
is it really only 6 months?
That's what IMDb said.
Oh. Wow. That seems like such a short time for all of this.
Like, I know they said that like he's expanding and learning like every day. I just didn't realize it was.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is that like they have this relationship.
Yeah, here we go. The film takes place 6 months after The Matrix. Then it says incidentally The Matrix Reloaded was released 6 months before Matrix Revolutions. Yeah, so takes place 6 months after The Matrix.
Okay. So I mean,
so.
But either way, like they've lasted at least that 6 months. I thought it seemed like it should be more than that, but whatever.
But well, it makes sense that it's only so that short of time, because the agents, if it's been years, they would have taken out the agents in all that time. The agents would have had time to upgrade that quickly in 6 months.
Well, that's why when he says, "Oh, an upgrade."
Right.
When he's
so like they've upgraded in 6 months. That's good.
And like, but I was thinking like, I don't know. I just felt like that was a surprise to him.
Well, yeah, it is, but like maybe it's because they upgrade so quickly.
I guess maybe, I don't know. I don't know. It felt I felt like there should have been more time between the movies. I guess, like as far as, especially since this movie came out 4 years or 3 years after the first one.
99 was
so
the first
4 years. 2003, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4 years after that one, like I feel like there should have been a little bit more of a gap in the timeline there too, because then that also gives you like why Tank wasn't there. It gives you like how Link would have started working for them, and all
that's what the Animatrix is for.
But then she says that like in the time that you've been working on there, all the other ships have come back 3 to 4 times. So they're just like going up there for like a week and then coming back.
I mean, probably.
Because in the first movie they never go back to Um,
But that's also Morpheus's thing. Like he has been looking for the one
true.
since
I don't know.
learned about the prophecy.
I just feel like the timeline doesn't line up for me to believe everything that's happened in between.
Sure.
Yeah, I get that.
But anyways, that's irrelevant. Irrelevant.
All right. We're going. Joey's already going to yell at us because we're over.
Stop
but I
it.
do have one more question. Is Morpheus the bad guy? Like, is he a good guy who does unintentionally bad things? Or is he a bad guy? Like, what's his alignment at this point then?
So he is
he's a zealot. We can
he's the equivalent of somebody that goes to church and thinks that everything they learn in church is true and that everybody should do what the church says because that's the only way to believe. He's
Without
like, I
question,
believe this, and
right.
therefore because I believe this, it's the only truth that I need.
Right.
So I'm going to push this truth onto everybody, and if they don't believe me, they're wrong.
But he also knows he's about to get a lot of people, like a lot of good men killed.
You know, that's the price you have to pay for your beliefs.
I guess.
Have you ever heard of the Crusades or
well, yeah,
Palestine or
the Iraq War? Shout out to Will. But I guess like there are parts in this. There's parts in this, like when he has the meeting with the other, captains or something. He's sitting in the room while they're like, "Hey, hurry the fuck up in this meeting," and stuff. Where it's like, it almost feels like he's using the prophecy as a reason, but like he has an ulterior motive that they haven't revealed yet, and it makes me not want to trust him.
Is it because he gives you off these are the promised lands, these are the lands of our ancestors, and I should have these lands, and nobody else should be taking these lands, so therefore, everything should do what I want them to do, and then using other people to, get his way?
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that there's like a correlation to real life things that are going on in this? And that while he seems like a good guy, he's actually not necessarily a good guy because he's doing very bad things for what he thinks is good reasons?
Yeah, probably. Also, drone strikes. Essentially, the Sentinels are just drone strikes, bud.
I mean, again, not wrong. They did it twice.
So, I don't know. The more I'm watching, I guess I always saw him as like the mentor character, but I'm like, now I'm starting to think maybe he's the bad guy.
He
unintentionally.
He definitely has right. He's definitely he has an agenda that he's gonna see to the end, with or without anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was just strange. I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't really trust him.
Yeah.
And that's probably not good.
It's not great.
So.
Alrighty.
As they put our kill count at.
Yeah.
So I got 21 for our kill count, which seems low. But honestly, the first kill didn't really happen. I mean, if you don't count the dream, first kill didn't really happen until like half hour into the movie.
Yeah, because a lot of it's just fighting. Like a lot of it's just
the first kill wasn't until really maybe like an hour in. First kill was at the sword scene, the sword and shield stuff.
And that's something else I noticed. This movie doesn't have a lot of gun scenes in it.
It doesn't.
Like the first one was like every fight scene was a gunfight, and then it
it was all guns akimbo everywhere.
Yeah, and then it might turn into a brawl like for a little bit, but most of it was guns.
And you have to remember, at this point, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon has come out.
Yes.
So martial arts, combat
it came
fighting.
Out in '99, I thought, or 2000.
Did we talk about
2000? I think 2001, somewhere in there. Yeah. So like martial arts and like fighting sequences are way fucking cooler than anybody realized at this point. So I think that influenced a lot of this movie. I mean, fuck, the way Neo fights is very Crouching Tiger, Bruce Lee style, which was very evolved from what he was doing in the first one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We also have. I also wrote down 9 times an agent took over somebody, and that includes Smith taking over somebody. Now, I didn't count how many times, and this was just how many times we saw them take over somebody.
Yeah,
Not
that's
like
fair.
Smith
Not
just
counting
running
all
in.
the
Yeah. So I thought
because those definitely could have happened pre.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also the time at which it takes him to do it changes. Did you notice that? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's like how weak they are or whatever. Like Neo resisting it, I get.
Neo resist, but then again, you had Morpheus who had 3 of them on him.
Yeah.
And
like, how did Morpheus not get corrupted?
Right, because not saying the Morpheus couldn't resist it. He could probably resist 1, maybe. Not as good as Neo could, but like 3 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's the power of his beliefs, Joey.
Oh. I guess I don't believe in him as much.
He doesn't need you to believe in him. He believes in himself.
Right.
And he believes in the prophecy. And he believes that Neo's the one.
Right. Okay.
That's true.
Well, on the bingo then.
Like
what you got?
Did we not have a limb count?
No limbs.
Oh.
Unless you want to count one of the agent's ties.
I mean, that is part of their body, technically.
Kind of is, technically. But, yeah.
But no, we won't. All right, so we had sexual innuendo, nudity, government interference, responsibility thing, unexplainable science, villain monologue, hero kills, fight for control of something, meme origin, and product placement. Okay. I think that was it.
I didn't count how many that was.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got exactly 2.
All right.
There's apparently a fucking baseball team that just arrived outside the house next to me is an Airbnb for the baseball camp. And all I can hear is just children screaming right now, and I just want to punch them in the face. So,
I thought they were coming door to door singing telegrams or something.
No, I just want to throw garbage at. I want to throw garbage at them if I could. Matrix metric. Hey,
Matrix.
Yeah, so like this looked better. It looks more polished. But I agree when he does the staff thing or whatever it was that he did there, they all look like they are weightless rubber bodies flying around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked rough. Also there was some green screen stuff. Like when Morpheus is on top of the truck with the other guy, that looked real bad. That looked like pitch black levels of being outside.
Well, even when they're outside of the ships, like when they land on Zion, or when they're outside in like the actual like the under the ground areas, like all that stuff was very poorly blue screen or green screened in.
Yeah, that's not good. But I think other than that, everything else looks really, really good. All the practical stuff. I will say some of even the like when he's in like the binary looking at stuff, it looked pretty rough.
Yeah.
It looked very early 2000s computer generated. So I guess I'll say like 1 out of 20,000. Yeah, you know what? 3 out of 20,000.
All right.
Yeah, that feels good.
That's fair. We had a boob count of 0 because technically all the nipples that we saw were covered in a shirt, no matter how wet and thin the shirt was.
Boo.
But we did have 2 butts. We had Neo's and Trinity's. So
I was going to say we had a butt count.
We did have a butt count.
All right. I'll take a butt. They'll show us the butt, but they won't show us the front.
Yeah.
Not a Muppet. I said Persephone.
That's what I said too. That's Monica Bellucci. Bellucci? I don't know.
I thought her just being pretty awesome and just
well, especially
just basically shoving it to her husband.
Yeah. Especially like when she shoots the 2 Muppets, that would have been hilarious, you know?
Yeah.
But also seeing everybody else Muppet fighting. Although I guess there could be an argument for Neo being the one.
But did we say that last time though?
I think so, yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't have the notes.
I'm checking my notes here.
Because it's in the other book. Because I had to
It's in
restart.
this book for me. Hold on.
I like the idea of Agent Smith, and then when he turns people, they rip out of the Muppet body and become a human,
Ooh,
and then
nice.
they
Okay.
also lose their
Okay.
fucking minds because they have no idea why they're a human now. Yeah.
I like
so
that. Actually, that might win.
Yeah, because I have it written down for the Matrix as the agent. So yeah, I actually do like that one. That one's better.
Yeah.
That's good.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Okay.
Oh man.
So that brings us to our scores.
All right. Out of 10. All right. Is this a Matrix movie? Yes. This is, by definition, a Matrix movie. I was pleasantly surprised with this. I also was smart. I paid the $4.99 to rent it instead of watching it on Pluto.
Good call.
Because it's currently only streaming on Pluto for free. And I knew that if I had to watch this on Pluto, I was probably going to like it a lot less. You know what I mean? Like, my expectations were already really low for this movie. I had all of this preconceived notion that this was everyone standing around, everyone's just standing around talking, not doing anything. It clearly sets up a third movie, so nothing gets resolved, all that kind of stuff. This is what I wanted the first one to be, honestly.
Okay.
And having never watched it leading up to like this moment, I think kind of getting I don't know if maybe I was just in the mood for it or something, but like this hit a lot different than I was expecting. I had a great time with it. I actually was engaged. I watched it. I will say the last hour maybe I watched at work because I had nothing to do. I was just doing like mindless prep work, so I like had it on. So I was like watching it, but I found myself having to stop and actually pay attention to the thing that was happening. There's some stuff in it that's a little convoluted. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And again, that like last 15 minutes when he becomes like Obi-Wan Kenobi and fucking stops the Sentinels, I was just like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want that in this. And also I think Trinity should have died. I think or the third movie could have been how he was going to bring her back, something like that. But when I finished this movie, I went, okay, I want to see the third one, which is not what I said when I got done with the first one about this one. I'm going to assume there's comics. Yeah, because that's why we're watching it.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember who puts them out, but there's comics somewhere.
I may go check it out. I want to get a little bit more involved. I definitely want to see Animatrix. I've heard that's actually really fucking good. It's actually one of the best movies of the series.
Yeah. I just don't remember it.
I mean, it's on our list, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, it comes up. Yeah, it comes up in I think it was 2007. I want to say somewhere around there.
Yeah.
When I initially
like with the animated stuff, I kind of just got all willy nilly with it. So
yeah,
I'll have to put those in.
I initially put this in my brain and I couldn't remember what I was scoring around the 3 8s. So I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, 8 3s. 8.299. I would happily watch this again. Also, there's enough in it that I'll put it on the Janero continuum. We will make fun of the stuff that's funny, but in the fight scenes, I'm ripping my shirt off and like I'm fist pumping, man. Like these fight scenes were solid. That car chase scene is just the perfect amount of length of time. It's not too long, but there's definitely the majority of the actions in it is really good, and it led to something. Like this movie does a really good job up until the last 15 minutes of like everything is happening for a reason to progress the story forward.
Yes.
Some of it gets a little silly. Like, I didn't need to listen to the French guy fucking make that woman orgasm to get us to the point of getting to the key guy. But I understand why they put that in there. Cake. Yeah. So, but yeah, 8.299.
Not bad.
Ron?
I like this one a little bit better than the first one. I don't remember what I scored the first one because I don't have that book with me. But will I watch this again? Yes. Anytime soon? probably not, just because like it's one of those movies where I don't need to watch it regularly to be like, okay, yeah, this is the Matrix or whatever.
Right.
But like it was still pretty solid. Like it was pretty good. It kept me like I paid attention to it like for the entirety of the movie. I only fell asleep a little bit. So that's pretty good.
That's good for you.
Yeah. So that obviously it wasn't boring because I didn't like there were only a few parts in it that were slow enough to make me tired enough to like start like close my eyes, and all I did. And that also didn't help that like Esther was laying on me, and cats, man, they'll put you to sleep. But I gave this a 7.123 because it was pretty solid. Joey?
So I really liked it. Not as much as you two, but I mean it is a good movie. Like it is building the story of the Matrix. Again, knowing that we're getting a third one, going into it knowing we're getting a third one, it's going to complete the story. I gotta use air quotes because then they waited another 20 years and came out with the fourth one. Because
that's only because they can't come up with anything new anymore, so they have to keep rebooting or reusing or redoing.
Right. Fight scenes were solid. Fight scenes were amazing.
That's pretty much what saved it for me.
The story was decent. It because it needs the third one to complete everything. Mm-hmm. I think that hurts it a little bit. Which, I mean, when you guys listen to Getting Franchised later on this month, and I'll probably talk about that with Pirates of the Caribbean, because the second one definitely needs the third one for the story to make sense. That being said, though, like acting was good. Hugo Weaving as Smith was a great choice in the first one. Excellent choice here. I think he's just hitting out of the park again.
He plays a very good sociopath.
Right. Like, and that's what makes it awesome. Obviously, Keanu Reeves as Neo is wonderful. Carrie Ann Moss as Trinity is great. Everybody does a really good job. It is... I mean, Jada Pinkett Smith, it's fine. She's one of those actresses that I'm like,
she's never done any good acting that I've seen.
So her role in Gotham was really good.
I've never seen Gotham.
In season 3, for season 1 was kind of rough. Season 2 was better. Season 3 got better. Like she was really good in season 3. Gotham was really good. I'd recommend it. First season was a little iffy, but it was one of those, they're trying to similar to like Smallville when they're like, oh yeah, this is a Superman origin story, so we're gonna put in all the Superman cliche stuff. Gotham is a Batman origin story, although it's really more about Jim Gordon, but they're gonna put in all the Batman cliche stuff, so it's fine. But it does a really good job with some of the villains on it. Anyway, we can barely hear you.
I know I was whispering. What was your score?
Okay, my score is coming up.
I just thought he was breathing heavily into the microphone again. I thought he was doing like the...
Okay, so
shout out to Chris.
I gave a score of 6.123. This is a good movie.
Wow, I was not expecting you to go that low. Okay, that's crazy. I get it.
I mean, honestly, we gave the first Matrix a lower score. We liked this one better than the first one,
but that also was not as good of a movie.
I mean, I think we expected more of the first one. And we went into it with higher expectations. We came into this one with lower expectations.
Yes, that's very true.
So that gives us Oh, yeah, a combined score of 7.182, which drops it in at number 57 out of 211 movies. Just
Okay. Top
behind
60.
just behind Batman Mystery of the Batwoman at a 7.2, and just above Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, at a 7.17.
How did The Last Jedi get such a high score?
We had 4 people.
That's right.
And I liked it.
So did I.
Shout out to Jordan.
Yeah, shout out to Jordan. The Batwoman, is that an animated movie or was that just an old movie?
Mystery of the Batwoman. It's animated.
Oh, okay.
Which, Ron, did we have somebody on for that one? I feel like we had
maybe. I'd have to go back and look at my book.
I think we had a Jordan Funk on that for that one, but I can't remember.
I don't remember either. It's been a long time since we watched that.
Yeah.
Like a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if that's either we had I think we had 3 people on that one as well, so that could be why it was a higher score.
Excuse me.
But yeah, that's there we go. That's our score.
Well, I already did our plugs, so recommendations, boys.
Oh, I, as my recommendation, am going to say, read some comics, man. I picked up the Suicide Squad for the New 52, like the first book of that, because I'd never read it before. Like I've never read any Suicide Squads before, and I saw it, and it's the same picture on the cover as on the card for the Suicide Squad for the DC deck builder, and I was like, that looks really familiar, and then I picked it up, and I was like, it was only, I think I paid $6 for it.
Yeah.
So I was like, might as well. Why not? That's fairly cheap for it was the trade, like the
6-issue trade. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, it's $1 an issue. That's not terrible. So I picked it up, and it was it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
It's fun.
But it was actually interesting to get like a little bit more of a story for it. So go read some comics that you've like heard of but never actually delved into.
Yeah, pick your favorite IP. I guarantee you, there's a fucking comic for it. So do that, Joey.
So I'm going to recommend The Odyssey because I went and saw that over the weekend.
I want to go see that.
Such a good movie. Such a really good movie.
Really
now, to be fair, it's not, it's not the best Odyssey movie. Wishbone doing The Odyssey was the best version.
I mean, yeah, you're never going to get a better edition than Wishbone.
Never get, yeah, that one was the best. But
I mean, if you want to talk comics, Masterpiece Theater, Godzilla's The Odyssey is fucking phenomenal. Dude, it's so good. It's so fucking good. It shouldn't be as good as it is, I'm telling you. And the Romeo and Juliet story is really good too. But it's just it incorporates Godzilla in all the correct ways, and then also a lot of the monsters get replaced with other kaiju, and it's really fucking good. The Cyclops is Gigon. Gigon.
That's
like
great.
Stuff like that. Like it's just good. It's just good. So
yeah, no, honestly, it's really good. It's 3 hours. So it is a little long. Yeah, it's Christopher Nolan. The only downside is that he filmed it in 70mm IMAX. So if you're not seeing that, you are, air quotes, missing out. You don't have to.
Why would you do that? Why would you film it in something that you can only get the full experience by watching it in a certain way? What kind of piece of shit cocksucker? Fuck you, Christopher Nolan. Fuck you, you elitist piece of fucking shit.
He is a little pretentious, but
you pretentious fucking cunt. I would shit on your Batman movies.
If I could.
He did Batman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I shit on your Batman movies.
Dark Knight trilogy. If I could have seen it in 70mm IMAX, I would, but we're not around here. So.
I hope somebody shows him his film in 9mm, if you catch my meaning.
I mean,
that's
honestly,
not true. I don't actually care enough about
it. The way to watch it is, at a gas station on the gas station screen.
9mm.
Anyway, yeah. So honestly, go see that.
See what?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, Christopher Nolan.
See what Nolan's 70mm does against
Well-
Ron 9mm. This is a very funny promo. This is a very funny wrestling promo.
Oh, God.
Famously, Brian Pillman cuts a promo with a live gun on television and says, "Let's see what happens when Austin 316 goes up against Pillman 9mm." It's like a very classic line, and then he holds a gun up, and I'll send you the screenshot. It's fucking hilarious. My recommendation, continuing on, of course, with our Mork Borg plugs recommendations. You might be saying to yourself, Chuck, listen, I checked out Mork Borg and it was great. It was really cool. But me, I'm not a sword and sorcery, grimdark guy, fantasy. I want something different. And I don't think you can give that to me. En contraire, mon frere. You like The Matrix? You like other things that Keanu Reeves has done, like Cyberpunk? Let me introduce you to Cyborg. That's right. The Mork Borg reskin done in the futuristic world, the cyborg world. Essentially, this is essentially the same game. All the mechanics are still the same, but it's been reskinned and it looks fucking dope as hell. Go to our YouTube. Look at the fucking art. It's awesome. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
If I could, really back. On the back, a nano-infected doomsday RPG about cybernetics, misfits, and punks raging against the relentless corporate hell. I don't know if there's any other expansions. I have plenty of other standalone. I was going to originally plug Purgatory for the original Merkborg. I don't know if there's expansions for this. There are other reskins of Morkborg, which I will be plugging later on in the coming weeks, that come with a bunch of scenario expansion, book supplements, all that. I don't know if Cyborg ever had one. I've never found it, but Cyborg, I'll be honest with you, was a little bit better. I had a little bit more fun playing a session of Cyborg than I did Morkborg. But I also kind of usually prefer cyberpunk stuff over sword and sorcery personally. So you can give it a try and check it out. My recommendation, if you want to try Morkborg, but you want a futuristic setting, Cyborg is my recommendation for you. So, Joey, what's our next movie, buddy?
Oh, I get to say movies again now?
No.